Testing. Alright, here we go! Whalers and the New York Sailors. Do you want to check some things? Okay, so the Whalers, alright. So they're 3 games ahead of the New York Knights. But the Sailors are at the bottom of the league. Okay. So, check the records real quick. So, there's final of a 3-game set. Series tied at 1. And the Sailors side. And okay, series tied at 1. But they did win a series against Vegas before. And the Boston Whalers took 3 out of the New York Knights. Alright, I know my stuff. Alright, here we go. Alright, the starters, by the way. Alright, so the Whalers. Kyle Leahy and Bryce Elder. Show the game. I'm playing at Fenway Park, folks. Fenway Classic. Playing at Fenway Park. How about that? Enjoy the game. Hello and welcome, Fenway Park. It's the Fenway Classic. Final of a 3-game series, the Boston Whalers and the New York Sailors. Series tied at 1. We'll see who takes Game 3 here in the Fenway Classic on a Saturday night. Yeah, Boston won 9-1 in Game 1, and the Sailors shut them out in Game 2 yesterday. Game 3 tonight. Sailors and the Whalers. First pitch next. Taking the bat for the Boston Whalers is Kyle Leahy. 4th game of the year for the Whalers. 128 with 281 ERA, 2.3% strikeout rate. He is really good stats over his 3 starts. So we'll see how he does. As a face, Jake Fraley, top of the 1st inning. And we're going to get this one underway. First pitch. And it'll be fastball, strike 1 to get the game started here in the Fenway Classic. It's going to be a fun one. Wish we could have jerseys, but guess we can't. Circle change of foul, strike 2. The Fenway Classic, boys. It's in Fenway Park, Boston. The oldest stadium in Major League Baseball and all of baseball. There's Bill. Sweeper, strike 3. And there's 1 down here top of the 1st. First K for Kyle Leahy. Here comes Mason Wynn for the Sailors. Top of the 1st inning. On the pitch.
Nope, that's the ball.
Sweeper, ball 1. 3 homers, 16 RBIs for Mason Wynn. Glad to have you today in here in the Fenway Classic. Fenway Park has had a long history. What was it, 1912?
No strike.
It goes like around 1912, I think. Right after the Titanic. Or Steamer, and the count's 2-1. They've been around they went through a lot. The Red Sox, they actually initially had Babe Ruth. He was a Red Sox, and then he went to the Yankees. And that did form what is known as the Curse of the Bambino. That is where that whole thing came from. And grab all that's going to get right to the shortstop. We're going to throw to first base. Got him. 2 down. So there's all the players that are not good playing today, and who is playing today. So here's the DH, Luis Rengifo, coming to the mound. 699 OPS for the... Who was it? That play that was on screen. It was... I don't even see, you can't see. Luis Rengifo, swung and a miss, strike one. He has a 689 OPS for the New York Sailors. So New York shut out the Whalers yesterday 3-0 over the New York Sailors. Game 2, 1-1 count. And then we pop fly ball in right field and the ready catch, and that'll end the top of the first. We're going to the bottom first. Scoreless after 1. Taking the mound for the New York Sailors, 14th start of the year, is Bryce Elder, number 55. 3-5 record, 4.93 ERA, and a 131 WHIP. 37 strikeouts, 12.5% strikeout rate, and a 10.2% walk rate. As he'll start for the Sailors in the Fenway Classic. Leading off for the Whalers is John Birdie, the shortstop for the Whalers. And Boston's first turn to bat.
Ball 1, no strike.
Yeah, a slider from Bryce Elder, ball 1 on the outside edge. New York Sailors 31-36 this season. They're last in the Northeast Division. The Whalers are gonna be a fly ball to right field. That's gonna get down. Base hit for John Birdie to lead off the ball game for the Boston Whalers. Whalers, I mean, they're playing in their hometown. They're just minutes away from their actual home. Just across the river, because now they're actually in Boston. The Boston Whalers, their actual home is in Cambridge.
1-0.
Just on the other side of the bridge. I actually went there. I went to Fenway Park, by the way. I went there. I actually got to sit inside, like, the press box. Yes, I got to be in the press box. I didn't get to see a game, but it was cool. There's one foul, and the count is 1-1. I also really love that they have the Whalers logos on each side of the foul territory. Throw back to first base. And Berti's called safe. Here's Richie Palacios, 258 batting average with a 1-1 count. And the pitch.
That's out.
Oh, bad sliding. Really too much sliding. Not a lot of movement on the slider there, and it's 2-1. I've been waiting for a while for this day. It's an exciting game. 2-1 catch of Richard Palacios. Oh, he's going to take off for second base, but it was tapped foul, 2-2. So, there's so much history. The name actually Fenway, which that comes from the street. The street's called Fenway. And then that name, I think it comes from, like, Britain and, like, the swamps and stuff. That's what they had. They just kind of brought the name over. And strike 3 called, and ball 4 called. And there's 2 on for the Boston Whalers. Here is Jackson Merrill, third in the lineup for Boston. 208 batting average for Jackson Merrill. And he'll take a circle changeup, strike 1. 10 stolen bases for Merrill, the center fielder. 585 OPS, 22 runs scored for Jackson Merrill, which, I mean, this game is going to be fascinating. Fly ball to center field. He's going to get under it, makes the catch, and the throw. He's going to stay on second. John Berti doesn't advance at all. Runners stay on first and second. So Ryan McMahon coming to the... No, Ryan McMahon's he's the one on the play. For this series, 571 batting average for Ryan McMahon. Cal Raleigh is to the plate. McMahon is on deck now. 46 batting average for the catcher, Cal Raleigh. And 8 home runs this year. Bottom of the first inning.
Ball 1.
Ball 1 pitch, 1 out, and 2 ducks on the pond for the Whalers. 101 career home runs for Cal Raleigh. And the fly ball into right field. He's going to run on it. And it's going to drop down. They say he's going to go for the third. He's going to go for home. And he'll slide in safely. John Berkey, the scoring run. RBI single for Cal Raleigh. Runners on the corner is 1-0 Boston. How about that for the Whalers? Here's Ryan McMahon. Runners at the corner is 1 out. Whalers are into it. They're in a good setup early on in this ball game. With a 1-0 lead, still runners at the corners. They still got 2 outs remaining in the inning. Oh, it's beautiful seeing all of that Boston architecture. They have that very old school style. I love it. I went here, by the way. It was cool. It was fun. I got to do it. I got to sit in the press box. How cool is that? I also got to sit on the Green Monster without, paying $400 or $500 for it. Heck, when the Yankees come, it's like $700 for a seat there on the Green Monster. Still 1 pitch.
Ball 3.
A sinker low, and the count is 3-1. Tyler O'Neill on deck, the left fielder for the Whalers. Another pitch to Ryan McMahon. The 3-1. Fouled off into the corner. The thing with Fenway Park is there's 2 really unique things about the foul territory. They don't have much of it. Swing and a miss, and there's 2 down. Here on the bottom of the first. Turn on the fan. Here's Tyler O'Neill. They don't have much foul territory, and they named their foul poles. I believe one of them is called the pesky pole. I know that for sure. I forget the other one. One of them, which no other team I know names their foul poles. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Sinker ball 2. We're glad that National Baseball League can. So I think if we're gonna have two events before the All-Star break, we need. I think I want one more special game before the end of the season. That would be after the All-Star break. The DH Michael Conforto on deck for the Boston Whalers. The thing is, I don't know what that special game would be. But it is cool to have a game at Fenway Park in this league. Rayo or Seamer 3-1 because I don't want to just do. I don't want to copy. I want to save one for next. I want to save one for the next season, maybe Yankee or Dodger Stadium or something like that. 3-1. Ball 4, and he'll take first, and that'll load the bases. Second walk allowed for Bryce Elder. Bases loaded. Here's Michael Conforto, but there is 2 outs. The Whalers, they're in good shape. No matter even if they don't get anything out of this, they're still in good shape to start this ball game. Michael Conforto to the DH today with a 606 OPS. Takes that slider in the upper inside corner, and the count's 1-1. They're in the Whalers with 52 hits this year for Boston. Yeah. They will still have their brass bonanza playing if they hit a home run, as the count is 2-1. That still will play. It would be weird if they had the Red Sox stuff playing. It would be weird. But they do have the Whalers logos on each side of the foul territory, which I think is amazing. And that ball's down. 3 balls and 1 strike. To Michael Conforto. Ryan Noda on deck. 3-1 from Bryce Elder. Ball 4, slider that'll bring in a run. 2-0 Whalers. And the inning just continues for Boston.
Ball, that's out.
Ball 1. So 1-0 count to Ryan Noda. This is like if it were the Whalers and it would be like the Red Sox and the Mets, essentially. That's what this matchup would look like if you translated it to Major League Baseball teams. Count is 1-1. So, 1-1 pitch.
2 balls, 1
Sinker
strike.
outside, and it's 2-1. I believe they have like a Samuel Adams thing, I believe, there. That's Fenway. Fly ball, foul territory. And he's going to get under it, makes the catch, and then ends the first, but not before. 2-run score. 2-0 Whalers here in the Fenway Classic. Josh Young leading off top of the second inning here in the Fenway Classic. 251 batting average. We'll see how he does. I mean, I do want it to be close. I'm just going to admit that is my opinion. I do want this to be a close game. But I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be just where it's like... I want it to be a fun game because these types of games aren't meant to be fun. And the pitch.
Ball 2.
Four-seamer way low there. The count is 2-1. Another thing with Fenway. Despite how long they've been around, four-seamer swung and a miss, 2-2. Despite how long Fenway's been around, they've only received 4 Red Sox World Series championships. And yeah, if you're like even just a regular baseball fan, you know this. Hey, Josh Young strikes out swinging, and there's 1 down here in the second. Second strikeout for Kyle Leahy. I don't know what I would do for a third special game. It's hard to do anything that isn't just, oh, we're gonna play in a new stadium. Maybe you could do like an opposite day, but that wouldn't really have that same weight to it. That's the thing. It wouldn't have the weight. Because this has a bit more significance. Ground ball to second. Side arm throw to first. And there's 2 down in the top of the second inning. Here's Jordan Walker.
Nope. Outside.
Kluber drifts across the plate and the count's 1-0. And the pitch. Sweeper 1-1. Another pitch to Jordan Walker. Pop up, foul. That one's gonna go into the stands. I don't think I went in the dugout. What else? I mean, I did get to see some nice news. Strike 3 called, and that ends the top half of the second. We're going to go into the Whalers second. 2-0 Boston. So here's the right fielder, Dylan Cruz, setting off the Whalers second. Just love all the greenness. One thing I say in Boston a lot is, what do you call it? What is it? Okay. Wicked. They say wicked. He's wicked smart. Stuff like that. And the 1-0 thing.
Nope, that's off the plate.
When I was in Boston, I went to a little store and they had a t-shirt. I think it had like Red Sox lettering on it. That font, and it said wicked smart. Or something like that. I don't even know if they spelled smart right. That would be intentional, of course. I don't remember. And that's how they say it. They don't really pronounce their H's on their R's on some more. They just say like a smart. And then it'll be fouled off. And the count's 2-2 to Dylan Cruz. Two pitch.
Account's full.
Sliding to the count is full. 3-2. They only do have 29 stadiums. Could I like make? And that's ball 4. He'll walk Dylan Cruz. 4th walk allowed already for Bryce Elder. Yeah, his day is not off to a good start. Here's John Bertie. Or Bertie. Be a fly ball to left. And he's going to get under to make the catch. In left field, right in front of the Green Monster. And there's one down, bottom of the second. Here comes Richie Palacios, the Whalers' second baseman. Home runs and 23 RBIs. Which the actual name Whalers, this even goes back into more Boston history. Because the Hartford Whalers were originally were the New England Whalers. John Bertie tried to steal second, but that was a foul ball. Yeah, they were actually the New England Whalers before moving to Hartford. Can't remember why they moved to Hartford. They were a hockey team in the World Hockey Association, or the WHA, and I guarantee they could have definitely been kept in the set of teams that actually moved to the NHL, because they kept just like, I can't remember how many teams they kept, but they're all still around today in some form or another, all of them. And one of them is still around, but it's a different franchise than it was before. That would be the Winnipeg Jets.
That's a ball.
That's getting into hockey stuff. We're doing baseball right now. I mean, it's like a whole historical rabbit hole you can go down. Swag and a bash, strike 3. Palacio strikes out swinging. Second K for Bryce Eldridge. Did I say his name right? Yeah, it's a little bit in Eldridge. Yeah. Bryce Elder. I don't know why I went to this Harry Potter type name. Ground ball to short. For the first base, we'll end the second inning. And we're going to the third. Whalers holding on to the 2-0 lead. So, the New York Sailors, in this series, just they've struggled. 187 batting average and a 540 OPS. Probably a lot of that comes from their Game 1 performance of being absolutely demolished 9-1. That's probably where that comes from. That game hurt their numbers significantly. Here's Michael Bush for the Sailors. There's ball 1, which the name Sailors comes. I gave them. They're the New York Sailors because New York actually has a really good navy, and all their operations besides where they actually play are based in Brooklyn. In the not conceptually, that's not the right word, but there's a 1-2 pitch. So yeah. Brooklyn, and canonically, they're based in. All their operations are based in Brooklyn, but they play in Manhattan to share a stadium with the New York Knights, which the Whalers are. They're trying to stay above water because they're 3 games ahead of the Knights, I believe. I believe they're 3 games ahead of the New York Knights. Maybe I have it the other way around, but that's what I remember.
The count is full.
Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. J.J. Bleday, the center fielder, on deck. 3-2 to Michael Bush. He's got a piece of that one foul. He swung at it with getting on his knee. It's always cool when you see them get on one knee to get a swing. And it'll be down the left field line. That one's going to get into the corner towards the Fenway Park side. And he's out. They got him at second base. They're scattered the third for the Boston Whalers. And that keeps the no-hitter going. No, it doesn't. Sorry. That counts as a base hit. I didn't run. That does not keep the no-hitter going. But that does that breaks the no-hit bid. Technically, but he still got called out. Could they change that? Or if you get out, it doesn't count. I would be in favor of that. I think that's kind of dumb to count a hit if you get called out. I think that's kind of dumb. That's my personal opinion, though. 1-2 pitch. And a big ground ball towards short. And the third to first. Got him! 2 down. And J.J. Blade is retired. Here comes Jeff McNeil, last in the order for the New York Sailors, with 2 out here in the inning. 247 batting average for Jeff McNeil. This is a first seat fastball, ball 1 to McNeil. Okay. Now I have it so I can kind of hear myself just ramble on about baseball for 90 minutes, because that's what that's what this is at the end of the day. Swinging the four-seamer fouled off, and the count is 1-1. McNeil with 14 doubles this year, the second on the New York Sailors. 37th pitch from Kyle Leahy. And they'll be down the line foul. You love it. You see the Red Sox font. Which, I mean, they love their sports teams over there in Boston. They love their Bruins. They love their Red Sox. They do love their Patriots, although they're not as good. They're less enthusiastic about the Patriots. Super proud off 1-2. Bruins, similar, since they finally in a down period in their history. They're down right now. You know, not a great season last year, but you knew it was going to happen at some point. But moving back to baseball. Probably would have been better if it was the Knights, but whatever. Swag and a miss! And that's strike 3. I'm going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Carroll leading off the top of the bottom of the 3rd inning. He hit an RBI single in the 1st for the Whalers. We'll take a break after this. After the end of this half. I gotta go to the bathroom. Just as a warning. So I'll be quick. Don't worry. Sinker, and the count is 1-1 to Cal Raleigh. 48. Bryce Elder approaching 50 pitches. There's number 49, fouled off to down the 3rd base line. You see, they they cut off the foul territory. They cut off, so it's just a shrivel of foul territory. Past that, just a little shrivel, like maybe, like you can fit your foot in there. Sinker, strike 3, 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd, and Carrelli goes down swinging. Here comes Ryan McMahon, the 3rd baseman for the Boston Whalers. Sinker, that'll be fouled off, strike 1. McMahon struck out his first time. His first time is 11 home runs this year, so he's hitting some bombs. Pretty good for Ryan McMahon. 1 strike pitch. And then we have bouncer. Elder has it. Easy throw to first base. 2 down. Yeah, yes, you can see the Sitco sign as well. I didn't talk about that. They love the Sitco sign. It's an ad, but as weird as it is, Red Sox fans love the Sitco sign. If you try to obstruct it, and so I think they were trying to do some voting that would obstruct it, fans lost their minds. 1-0 count. 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone, and the count's even, a ball and a strike. Tyler O'Neill. 273 batting average for O'Neill. And the 1 pitch, a slider way outside, and the count's 2-1 to Tyler O'Neill. Elder trying to get out of it. So we're gonna go to a short break. And the fly ball is going to drop quickly, but he's going to run it down, and we're going to the 4th. And we'll be back after a short break. I'm back. We're gonna continue the game. Top of the fourth inning. Enjoy. So Jake Pretley led off the fourth inning for the New York Sailors. Top of the fourth inning. Glad to have you tuning in here on a Sunday night for the Fenway Classic. Planning to have another specialty game after the All-Star break. And then a ground ball right at McMahon and the throw to first base. And there's one down, top of the fourth. There's technically one hit in this game, but it was the double that was called out at second base. Either in the last inning, I believe. In the top of the third for the Sailors.
That's a ball.
Forcing fastball top of the zone, and it's 1-0 to Mason Wing. And then, ground ball foul. Fly ball foul. No, it's not a ground ball touches the ground. I know that, of course. And the 1-1. And gonna be a ground ball. And a roller, and the throw to first, and there's two down in the fourth. Mason Wynn retired. Here is Luis Rengifo, the DH, or designated hitter. He flied out his first time. And be a slider.
0-1's the count.
Not somehow that was a strike. Difficult call. And the 0-1 pitch. And the ground ball gets past the third baseman, shortstop on it, but has no play at first base. And as Luis Rengifo takes first with a 2-out single. You can see it. You get see a bit of the skyline there. Just reminds me of that Boston trip I took in the spring. I loved it, by the way. Loved it. So they're gonna pull Kyle Lee. So they're bringing in Garrett Clevenger. 21st appearance this year. He's going to appear in the Fenway Classic. 2.39 ERA, 17.9% strikeout rate. So, the Boston Whalers. This might their success going. And there'll be a ground ball foul. I mean, the seats look filled here on this Saturday night. They look full. Look at the seats. You can I don't see very many. I don't know about a sellout, but there's a lot of filled seats. And they're about to go to first base, and that ends the top half of the fourth. And we're going to the bottom half of the fourth. There's the entrance. Beautiful. So take a look at the New York Sailors. Last 10 games, they've only lost 2. They lost one in this series, 9-1, and they lost one to the Las Vegas Gamblers, 3-2. Other than that, they've been really successful, just win after win after win. Swept the Gators. Yeah, I believe they swept the Arrows. And they're going to try and take 2 or 3 against the Gambler. They took 2 or 3 against the Gamblers. Looking to take 2 or 3 against the Boston Whalers as well. I love that overhead view as well. Here's Michael Conforto. 7th in the batting order for the Boston Whalers. And he takes ball 1 in the lower inside corner. So Bryce Elder. And circle changeup, but it's 1-1. Pitch number 60 coming for Bryce Elder. I did call him Eldridge earlier. It's Elder. Sinker, tap, or foul. His name does almost seem like it would be a character in like a Harry Potter sequel or something. I don't know. That's kind of one of those like arbitrary things. So I'm gonna miss. Conforto strikes out swinging. There's one down here in the fourth. Fourth strikeout for Bryce Elder. Here is the first baseman, Ryan Noda. The double check, make sure I can hear I can hear myself. Count is 1-0 to Ryan Noda for the Boston Whalers. They lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Check swing, they call it ball 2. Sailors dead last in the Northeast. The Whalers are second. Toronto Huskies lead the division. Oh yeah, Montreal. I don't think. Yeah, I believe they're fourth. Slider, ball 4, and then a walk Ryan Noda. 5 walks allowed by Bryce Elder today. Here is Dylan Cruz, the right fielder for the Boston Whalers. We're around halfway through. And the big ground ball. Throw to second. 1. Can't turn a double play. Cruz beat out the double play. And the inning continues. Here's John Bertie. Also, Fenway Park's basically the size of like a high school field. You didn't know that. Maybe it's only slightly bigger, I believe. Because most of those are around 300 feet. This thing's around 310, so it does have a bit of a high school feel to it. And fly ball to third, and Josh Young able to grab it to win the fourth. We're going to the fifth. 2-0 Boston. Top of the fifth inning. Here's JT Realmuto to lead off the fifth. Imagine just being in this league. And we have fly ball into left center, and there's the catch, right number 1. Here's Jordan Walker, the right fielder. Maybe we do. I'm trying to think of something. As this game's going, I'm trying to think of something I could do for like another specialty game. And there's 2 warming up at the Whalers bullpen. Top of the fifth, Jordan Walker with the 1-0 count. Oh, that'll be a high and deep shot to left center field. Goodbye! Home run! Jordan Walker gets over the Green Monster. 6th home run of the year. And the Sailors cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. 105 off the bat of Jordan Walker. Are you kidding me? That was a bullet. And he got a perfect. What's that? High shot. Deep to left center. Right in front of the Sitco sign. At least that's what it would look like if you were sitting in the seats. 1-0 count to Michael Bush, the first baseman for the New York Sailors. Forget who's the designated hitter, but sometimes Michael Bush plays DH. Slider, and the count's 1-1, and it's even. Bush has the second highest OPS on the New York Sailors at 770 this year. In the first season of the National Baseball League. And the count is 2-1. Another one from Garrett Clevenger. Another high shot to deep left field. And here it is. And he's going to make the catch right against the wall. 2 down here in the fifth. Almost got that one to bounce off the wall, but nope. He was able to make the catch. He's the center fielder, J.J. Bleday. 8th in the lineup for the Sailors. And the names do rhyme. Sailors, Whalers. The New York Sailors and the Boston Whalers. Or at least these Sailors, yeah, they both rhyme. They rhyme. Counts 1-1 for the New York Sailors. Just kind of playing the good old New York-Boston rivalry, but I don't know if the Red Sox have a beef with the New York Mets. I don't know if they do. Do they? 1-2 to J.J. Bleday at the pitch. Fly ball. Left field. He's under it to make the catch. And it's the top half of the fifth. We're going to the Whalers' fifth. Shorter Walker. An absolute bullet to deep left center field. And it's 2-1. The Liberty winning extra innings is the New York Giants. Bryce Harper with a 5 RBI win against the Cincinnati Stingers. Sunrays takes sole possession of the AL West. Not the AL West, the Southeast Division. I almost read that because since that won't be the show, that's the Southeast Division. I almost said AL West. So it takes sole possession of the Southeast. How about that? It'll be a ground ball foul. And it counts 0-1. Richie Palacios leading off the fifth for Boston. He has the highest OPS on the Whalers at 816. That is solid. Let's do. Swing, and we base it into left field. And Neil lead off the fifth with a single into left field. Good swing on that one. And it gets right into that gap to get down for a hit. And here is Jackson Merrill. Bottom of the fifth inning.
Ball one.
And he just sits there to take the slider, ball one. Hasn't got a hit in this series. Did get a hit in games 1 or 2. The Whalers did get shut out yesterday in game 2 of this series. I also just cannot. I wonder what it's like for to be taken, say, play the first 2 games of a series just like normal, and then to just get up and, hey, you're going to X. In this case, you're going across town. You're going to play on the other side of town, in downtown Boston. Instead of usually playing in Cambridge, because that's where the Whalers usual home is. Base hit for Jackson Merrill. That one's into the gap. They're going to go for third. He's going to try for home. He will score. And the Whalers take a 3-1 lead. Jackson Merrill with an RBI double. His 14th double this year for Boston. And it's 3-1. And yeah, it just kept on rolling all the way to the warning track there. And then that allows everyone to score easily. So they're going to pull Bryce Elder. Talking to the catcher, JT Realmuto. Slow. And they're going to bring in Aaron Bummer for his second appearance this year. He's coming into the Fenway Classic. It's an honor. 2.48 ERA, 17.1% strikeout rate. Gonna see how he does for the New York Sailors. So, blue and gold back to where they were, trailing by 2. See if the blue and gold can tie this game back up potentially as the innings go on. But right now they need to focus on getting outs to shut down this Whalers team in their tracks, because Boston could end up taking like a 5-6-1 lead. Who knows? Sinker in the Cats even a ball and a strike. I love looking at the actual bullpen. You can see that because then we'll be showing custom statements. The built-in on-field bullpen. They're minor leaguey, and I don't like them. And it'll be a sweeper tap foul, and it's 1-2. I have said ad nauseum how much I do not like the on-field bullpens. I want to have the cool bullpens in center field like you have here. I think it's amazing. Sweeper on the lower inside corner to strike out Kyle Rowley, 1 down here in the fifth. Maybe Aaron Bummer won't be a bummer after all. There's Ryan McMahon, the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. He did hit a home run against the New York Knights not that long ago. And we have ground ball towards second. And easy for the first. 2 down here in the fifth. And Merrill advances to third base. Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Ball, that's in.
Sinker ball 1 for Tyler O'Neill. 190 batting average. With runners in scoring position for O'Neill. 271 batting average overall. The 1-0 pitch. And right back at the bummer. And for the first 2 and the fifth. We're going to the 6th. Jackson Merrill. RBI double. 3-1 Boston. Nice evening at Fenway Park. 150 ERA and a .78 whip, which is just fantastic for the Whalers pitching in the series. Although Game 2 they did get shut out yesterday. See the night, beautiful night. I walked down the road to Fenway Park. Well, just all the brick and all the like historical aspect. They haven't changed a lot of it. This one and the Chicago Cubs Wrigley Field. They kind of have like this, like they've actually had it like historical laws that you cannot change the stadium. You cannot change the interior at all. You can't change it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Starters want to. You can replace it and like fix it, sure, but you can't like add anything new. It's like against the law. Well, at least against like the MLB's policy. I don't know if it's against the law, but it's against their policy, so that they just won't do it. I can't remember if it's what it is, but
Count is 3-2.
now the count is 3 balls, 2 strikes to Jake Fraley, and there's some legalness behind it. For 2. Slider ball 4 to walk Jeff McNeil to lead off the 6th for Boston. Not a good start for the Whalers here. Garrett Clevenger. Here comes Jake Fraley for the New York Sailors. And away. He's at 12 RBIs at home and 9 RBIs away, and he's hit 2 homers, both home and away, each, not together, each. 2 home runs at home, 2 homers away, but he tends to score more runs. Like, not him scoring runs, but bring more runs home when he's away. Or whatever the top one was. I can't remember. It could be backwards. Because I already forgot which is which. Runner on first. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. That's Jake Fraley. Gonna be a high shot to center field. He's gonna go back. Not gonna be deep enough for the track, and he's gonna make the catch. And Orange stays on first. There's Mason Wynn, 0 for 2. He grounded out twice today. 240 batting average for the Sailors shortstop, Mason Wynn. Cutter struck one. Probably, maybe we could, I don't know. Cutter gone off, strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch.
That's a ball.
Sinker and a ball, and the count's a ball and 2 strikes. 3-1 lead for the Boston Whalers here, top of the 6th. Another, and a 1-2 to Mason Wynn. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a slider, and 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Excited Whalers crowd here. So they're gonna pull Garrett Clevenger. He's pitched enough today. And let's see what they bring to the mound. Pick of the mound is Joe Kelly, wearing number 99 for the Boston Whalers, 5.55 ERA and 20.1% strikeout rate, and 3-2 record. His 34th appearance this year for the Boston Whalers. Come here into the Fenway Classic with off the sixth, well, not with 2 outs here in the sixth, is Luis Rengifo with .350 batting average versus the Boston Whalers. He's done really good against Boston this year. I don't know if it's the only series they've played though, because that would be a really small sample size. But if they played another series, then whoa. And he's got some players. They might be better against certain pitchers, stuff like that. That's why those stats are important. And the 1-1 to Rengifo on the way. The pitch. The bouncer foul. I just think the Boston Whalers logos on each side of the foul turret are like the projections. That's really cool. So, fly ball, center field. And there's the catch, and that ends the top half of the sixth. We're going to the Whalers sixth. And the Whalers lead 3-1 here in the Fenway Classic. Here's Michael Conforto leading off, bottom of the sixth inning for the Boston Whalers. Walking an RBI today. Yeah, I think it was part of when that walk brought a run home.
All ones the count.
So for the Boston Whalers, I mean, they're in a good position right now. So, with the 3-1 lead, we're halfway through. They just gotta
I got 1 ball, 1
keep
strike.
the Sailors at bay, and more offense will definitely help. And the 1-1 pitch. And a ground ball foul. Third base side. One thing about Boston, you know that top half you saw just a moment ago, like the transition, like bits.
3.
Strike 3 call to Michael Conforto. One down here in the bottom of the sixth. I believe that's the first K for Aaron Bummer. I'm not sure about that though. Here's Ryan Noda. So yeah, that top, like the little thing where that's the press room where it says Fenway Park and has the Red Sox and the U.S. flag. That's the press box. I was in there, and I learned that they have to decide if they're going to open or close the windows before every single Boston Red Sox game. I did not know that going in. That's one of a few things that I learned on my Fenway Park tour. Minus 2-1 to Ryan Noda. Man, is it a beautiful park.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Counts 3-1. Dylan Cruz, the right fielder, on deck. And they also do have like a section of original seats. They also have a red seat, which you can look up the history of the Red Sox Fenway Park red seat. There's some more to that. I'm not going into that right now because it's a long story. Just look up like Fenway Park red seat on the Google search bar, whatever search bar you use. Ground ball, easy hop to second, and the throw to first base. Got him, double play. We're going to the 7th. Four and double play. We're going to the 2nd inning. The 7th inning. There's Robert Suarez coming in to take a round for the Boston Whalers. Here's 34th appearance this year. 188 ERA, which is just amazing. An 18.8% strikeout rate. So, his goal is to keep the Sailors at bay. They're only trailing by 2, so this game definitely is not over. We're in the latter stages of the ball game, though. Strike 1 to Josh Young. for the New York Sailors.
I got a ball, one strike.
There's a cutter way high, and the count's 1-1. Flores sets again, and the pitch to Josh Young, and a big popped up way high, foul into the seats, 1-2 at 100 miles an hour. Ooh. Suarez is throwing hard. Swing and a miss, strike 3, sinker, one down here at the top of the 7th. And this guy is on fire for the Boston Whalers. They followed him. They followed him across the bridge into Boston. Forcing a 1-0-1 in the corner. There's Romero and Justin Slane warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. Yes, I'm going to say Red Sox or Whalers bullpen, but they're using. Yeah, I should say Whalers bullpen, but it's common. It's usually that's where the Red Sox. That's where they usually do their bullpen guys. 0-2 count to JT. Four-seamer 100 miles an hour once again. Above the zone, 1-2. It has such a unique environment experience. It's so historical. Unlike Yankee Stadium, which it's a replica. This is 100% almost raw. There we go. Strikeout call to JT Realmuto. 2 down here, top of the 7th. Sailor's been struggling to generate offense this entire ballgame. With the exception of Jordan Walker and his solo home run. That's been the only run for the New York Sailors in this game. Walker with the home run today earlier.
Inside, ball 1.
It's inside, ball 1. And the Red Sox, I think they're the only stadium in Major League Baseball, Fenway Park, that does not actually meet MLB standards, and they have a historical exception, which is completely valid, in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion.
That's ball 2.
Circle change up ball 2, because
2-1.
why don't you want to preserve history? 1. Forcing right back up at Cal Raleigh, and the count's 2-2. Cal Raleigh behind the plate. He is one of the better catchers in baseball. Sinker, strike 3. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch. Bernardino coming in to take the plate. So, Brennan Bernardino, that's a hard name to say. 6.43 ERA. 22% strikeout rate. We'll see how it does. Here's John Berti, bottom of the 7th inning. Whalers leading 3-1. There's a whistle.
Yeah.
Sinker, strike 1 to John Berti. So this isn't very. I mean, every baseball team has like a vibe. This vibe is like so hard to capture just because of history. And a base hit for John Berti through center field to lead off the 7th.
Now batting, the second baseman.
That time is Richard Palacios. And the ball's gonna get away. Behind the catcher is gonna stroll into second. John Berti at second base now. Advancing on a wild pitch. Man, that was just a disaster. Right under JT Realmuto. I don't know what you do in there besides handle the ball better. You can't react fast enough there. Slider on the count. It's even a ball in the strike. Perfect shot to center field. Birdie around third. He's going to come in to score. RBI single. Corner line. RBI single, Richard Palacios. And perfect shot right through center field. A hard one, too. Brings the run home for the Boston Whalers. 4-1. Here is Jackson Merrill. Well, the Whalers here. They're just quietly extending their lead. That'll be a double in the fifth for Jackson Merrill. In a very fun game.
Ball one.
Let's look at the counts even. 1-1. And the pitch. And the pitch. The big rumble, and it'll squeak through a base hit for Jackson Merrill. 2-1 for the Whalers. Still nobody out. And the Boston's just rolling through things. Still haven't seen a home run for the Whalers today in the Fenway Classic. That would be a shame if it ain't a home run. Another base, no, that one got caught, and a double play, 2 down just like that. I believe Merrill advances to third. One and two. Richie Palacios is on third base. That's who's on third. Ryan McMahon at the plate. Sinker, strike one. I did genuinely think that was going to be a base hit at first, and then was caught. I was like, my brain had to do a double take. It was just not what I expected at all. High pop up into left, shallow left field, and there's a catch from Mason Wynn, and the seventh. Justin Slayton coming in to take the mound in the 8th inning for the Boston Whalers. 24th appearance this year. He's going to get his own slice of pitch in here in the Fenway Classic. Here is the first baseman, Michael Bush. Another strike one. So, Earthseg warming up for the Whalers. He's the sole one warming up for Boston. And the Whalers, formerly Red Sox bullpen. Perfect shot to center field. Boy, was that a hard shot. 112 off the bat from Michael Bush. Holy moly. Unbelievable. 112. That was just wow. 12 o'clock curve, strike one to JJ Bleday. That was hard. 112 for it's just a single to center field. I don't see most home runs hit that hard. And the one strike pitch to JJ Bleday. As he hesitates a bit too much, takes the sweeper, and it's 0-2. Still nobody out, top of the 8th inning. Fine run on deck. And rumble, that's gonna get through, base hit. So one for New York. Here in the 8th. Here's Jeff McNeil.
That's a ball.
I kind of just nicks the corner, but not deep. It's too far into the corner that they can't call it a strike. Sailors have struggled to this point, but they definitely have a chance to get some runs here. Cutter ball 2. Definitely, you know, in a swing of the bat would tie the game as well. Potentially.
Ball 3.
Cutter ball 3. Jake Fraley on deck. If McNeil takes ball 4, and that'll load the bases. 3-ball pitch from Justin Slayton. But then they struggle on. New York, I mean, they have something going here, but can they actually turn it into runs is the question. Cutter down low, ball 4, bases loaded for New York. Jay Fraley strike. He's gone out every single way. Strikeout, fly out, and the ground out. I mean, how has he not gotten out is the question. Yeah, think about that. Strikeout, ground out, fly out, pop out. That's the only way he didn't get out. That would be something if he actually just pops out. Then he will have struck out every potential way I know of. But alright, it's gone off due to the count, a ball and a strike. Oh my gosh, pop up on the infield. And there's one down in the 8th. Yeah, I said it would happen, and then it did. Here comes Mason Wynn, the shortstop for New York. Bases loaded, one down the 8th. Down the left field line, that one's gonna go into the corner. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. And potentially 3, but he'll stop at 3rd. 2-run double for Mason Wynn, and it's a 1-run game. How about that for New York? And then the base runners, they were ready. And as soon as they saw, oh yeah, that's gonna get down, take off, go as far as you can, and it results in 2 runs being scored, and that's gonna pull Justin Slayton. And this will result in Justin Slayton being pulled. We'll see who they bring in for the Boston Whalers now that that's a real close game, as the Whalers just lead by 1. So they bring in JoJo Romero, 32nd appearance this year for the Boston Whalers, 1.11 ERA. Amazing, by the way. 14.9% strikeout rate, and that is impressive. Wow, 1.11 ERA. I don't know about a strikeout stat, but that's a fantastic ERA to have. Slider, and there's ball 1. Luis Rengifo. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for the New York Sailors, and there's 1 out. Whalers lead by slim, 4-3. 4-3 lead. Two-0 count. Slider ball 3. So this is the 2nd specialty game. The other one was the Bayfront Classic. I thought it was pretty good. It ended up being a walk-off, although I did absolutely botch the walk-off call. I wasn't really paying any attention. This game, I'm locked in. Slider on the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2.
Nope.
Ball 4, and it'll walk Luis Rengifo, and that'll load the bases for New York for the 2nd time in this inning. There's Josh Young, leading run at 2nd base for the New York Sailors. This is bad news for Boston, big time. Gonna be a chopper to 3rd. There's 1. There's two! Double play to win the eighth, so they do give up a couple runs, but they get out of it before they blow their lead. So they keep the lead intact, and they lead 4-3. We're going to the bottom of the eighth. Brooks Raley taking them out here on the bottom of the eighth inning for the New York Sailors. 37th appearance of the year for a 1 ERA, 22.3% strikeout rate. So the Sailors trying to, they're within reach of winning the Fenway Classic. Here's Tyler O'Neill, 0 for 2 today. Whalers lead by a slim 4-3.
Counts 1-0.
Over 32,000 in attendance today. 32,498 to be exact. That was the exact reported attendance. Ball 1.
Ball 2.
Synchronous ball 2. And you can see a full crowd. It is packed in the house. Got a foul at Tyler O'Neill's knee. He got on one knee for that swing. It's cool when you hit a home run doing that. I don't see that too often. And the cutter and the count's 2-2, because it's, hopefully this generates some buzz. Strike 3 called, 1 down, bottom of the 8th inning. First strikeout for Brooks Raley. Here's Michael Conforto. I hope this generates some online. What do you call it? Some buzz. One strike pit, 1 ball pitch.
That's a ball.
A little bit of slurve and low, 2 balls, no strikes. Glad to have you tuning in. Whalers and the Sailors. Fenway Classic. Slurve for the counts 2-1. I did, like, on the thing, whenever there's a classic, what I do, for, like, the little live stream graph, is that I go over top of the little, like, verses that I've made for the graph, the template I use, which I made myself. I put the patch over it. Fly ball to center field. 2 runners on it, but there's a catch, and there's 2 down here at the bottom of the 8th. I don't know who made that catch. But here is Ryan Noda, the first baseman for the Whalers, who walked twice today, but he hasn't got a single hit in the series. So that is something. Gutter swing and a miss. Strike 1.
0-1.
You really see it. It is a beautiful ballpark. And one song that the Red Sox they do love to play is "Sweet Caroline." You go, "Sweet Caroline." Flare, strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And another patch. Swag and a miss. Got him on a slurve, and that ends the 8th inning. Going to the 9th. Lucas Urquette coming in to save the game for the Boston Whalers. Here's JT Realmuto, the catcher leading off the 9th inning for New York, trailing by just a run. Fans on their feet. Here at Fenway Park. Cut off, strike 1. This will be important, whoever wins the series. I mean, especially if it's Boston. I mean, they do look to be in good shape, but they still, if they can get to 2 outs, that's basically almost guaranteed without being guaranteed, if that makes sense. But, I mean, technically they could win, but I doubt it. I doubt them getting a home run in the last out. I doubt it, but I'm not gonna say it won't happen. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, slider, and the count's 2-2. This is still a home run.
3-2.
Sinker. And now the count is full. Jordan Walker at the plate. It's getting tight here. Top of the ninth inning. Sailors just need a single run. That'll be a chopper towards the first baseman. Noda runs to the bag. One down, top of the ninth. Whalers 2 outs away from taking the Fenway Classic from the New York Sailors. Jordan Walker, who hit a home run earlier today at the plate. 2 outs left for the Sailors.
Ball 1, no strike.
Four-seam fastball at 100 miles an hour. Ooh. And takes the four-seamer and keeping the count, a ball and a strike to Jordan Walker. Got a piece of the fastball, 1 and 2. Also a 100. Man, is Lucas throwing these suckers hard. Pop up first base side. No, they're gonna be under it. Gonna make the catch. And the Sailors down to their final out for the Fenway Classic. Whalers fans all on their feet here at Fenway Park. Here's Michael Bush. Last chance for the New York Sailors. Four-seam fastball takes it, strike 1. All fans rising to their feet. A 1 pitch.
Ball 1.
Critical change up, keeping the count, 1-1. One pitch. Four-seamer, 1 and 2. Push down to his final strike for New York. One-two pitch.
2-2 down.
Ladder inside, 2 and 2. Two. And over the piece of it, he's gonna run after it, but that will drop down foul. Bush will get another chance. Another 2-2. Swing a shot, that one gonna go. That will drop down in the gap, it's off the wall. And first, and it'll slide in safely with a double. And the leading run to the plate. Gets a good shot. Deep left center. Bounces off the Green Monster. And there's the throw into second base. And Michael Bush slides into second safely with a double. J.J. Blade. Last chance. Sinker, strike 1. All he has to do is bring in run from second base. And we're going to have a bottom half of this ball game. The 0-1 pitch. Sinker fouled off, strike 2. All fans on their feet. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. And the Boston Whalers take the Fenway Classic 4-3 over the New York Sailors. And it wins them the series 2-1. A big win for the Boston Whalers, 4-3. Garrett Clevenger the win, Bryce Elder the loss, Lucas Urquid the save. Whalers win, 4-3, 7 hits apiece. And I'm Thomas Harris, glad to have you. Glad to have you today for the Fenway Classic. And I will see you in the next one. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Thomas Rose. Goodbye. Enjoy some brass bonanza. Okay, that's enough. So yeah.